everyone. It is Monday. I'm Neat Sahone, and that means it's time for a draft video. I post one every Monday and Thursday. Right now we're doing Ultimate Masters, which so far is a set that I've had a lot of fun with. I like, the archetypes so far seem fun. We'll be drafting it we drafted it last week, probably draft it this week, and may even get enough recorded for next week too. People seem to want to see it more than Guilds of Ravnica just because it changes things up, I guess. So before this draft gets started, though, I want to remind you guys that my videos are sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can go to cardkingdom.com to get Ultimate Masters stuff, Guilds of Ravnica stuff, accessories, all kinds of things. Check them out at cardkingdom.com. Yeah, into there. Pretty easy, actually. So, by the way, this is a Phantom draft. So taking Leovold, pack one, pick one, which would be the right thing to do if it weren't Phantom, because it's worth so much. Phantom means we don't get to keep the cards. We don't really want to do it. Leovold, I mean, if you were in those three colors, it would be good. But honestly, even in limited in general, it's not that great. I know it sees play in Legacy and maybe in Vintage, but I know for sure in Legacy, and shutting down the ability of opponents to draw multiple cards is incredible. And it's also always a 2-for-1, and those things make it okay in limited, more than okay. Like if this were a 3-mana 3/3 with only one of these colors, it'd be excellent, but it's not. So yes, it's not easy to cast. So I think Shriekmaw is probably the answer here. It is one of the best cards in the set of any rarity, certainly the best uncommon. There's not anything else that comes super close. I mean, Fiery Temper is good too, but that's it. And Shriekmaw is definitely better. You can splash it even, and that also makes it attractive compared to some cards that aren't easy to splash. So weird to me they printed Golgari Charm, but no other charms. Okay, so we could just take a Gurmag Angler. It's a nice creature. Treasure Cruise is nice, but picking up one or whatever for your deck, it isn't hard, and so far that I've seen anyway. Deranged Assistant ramps you, and that's nice. Also mills you, so it would go well with Gurmag Angler. But I think for now I'm just going to take the Angler. There's a bunch of decks that are graveyard based that have black in them, and these two cards are good in both of them. Yeah, I mean, I think Gurmag Angler is just the best card in this pack in general, so it is what I'll take. I mean, Treasure Cruise might be better, but it's close. Yeah, blue-black graveyard and black-white reanimator and black-green spider spawning. All those decks are sweet, so hopefully we can find a way into one of them. Well, that Fiend Hunter is excellent, so maybe we're black-white, huh? It's the best card in this pack by a wide margin. Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty mediocre pack. Kodama's Reach is nice if you want to do crazy multicolor things. And there's plenty of playables in this pack, but Fiend Hunter is the only card that's excellent or great even in this pack. So, okay, so do we want to try to get into a Reanimator deck already by taking something like Artisan of Kozilek? Maybe. I mean, black-white is where you have the most reanimation spells accessible. What else would we take here? Well, it's a good question. There's not much great here. I mean, Safehold Elite's serviceable. The Mystics can be good, or okay at least, and Hooting Mandrill is the same thing. But I think this has the highest ceiling. Rune Halo is not bad, but it's really only good in really narrow situations where your opponent has one card that's beating you. If your opponent ever ends up with more than one card beating you, it's just going to kill you. So let's take the Artisan and see what happens here. I think it has the highest ceiling, and reanimation decks are pretty fun. So we're going to try it. It could also sort of be a ramp deck, but black-white isn't so good at ramping. Wow. Tasigur. All right. Just give me all the delve. It might not be easy to use his ability, depending on what colors we end up playing. But that's okay. He's still a powerful delve creature, and I think that's who we take. Fire and Ice is nice. Swift Reckoning's fine too, but I think Tasigur is probably best. I'm not even completely sold on white, it's worth noting. So we could end up in a color pair where we actually get to use his ability. But we'll see. Okay. So, what we got here? Treasure Cruise is nice if we want to, maybe audible into a blue-black self-mill deck. It's probably the best card in this pack. Bloodflow Connoisseur is okay. It gets really good if you can combine it with Furnace Celebration, which is like one of my favorite cards ever. But it doesn't look like we're on that track at this point. Well, I guess it could. We could be a red-black deck. If we get Sea Furnace Celebration, I might be tempted to do that. Shriekmaw works with Furnace Celebration too. Yeah, let's take the Connoisseur. There's Urborg. It's not bad for the mana. So black seems really open. Not that there's not amazing cards in this pack, but Twins of Mara Estate's pretty nice, pretty all right. Helliod's Pilgrim's great, but this isn't a deck that's going to be aura heavy, so it's not so great here. Beckon Apparition's a nice hate card. Awful Snout is too. Urborg is good for our mana. It could also help our opponent's mana, but maybe that doesn't matter. Patchwork Gnomes is good with the Madness creatures like the Twins. At this point, I think I'm just going to take the Twins, though. See what happens. Okay. Ghoulcaller's Accomplice is solid. It works well in a deck that's like milling itself. Even though right now we don't really have ways to do that, and that's something we need to find. So blue may be our best partner, but I think we want the Accomplice more than anything else in this pack. Wandering Champion is okay, but yeah, we'll take the Accomplice. Maybe we'll just be mono black. Could happen. Okay. So we got Deranged Assistant back and Forbidden Alchemy back. I think that means we're jumping into the blue-black self-mill deck. Which is better? It's a good question. It's a good question. Ramp and self-mill works amazing with Delve. And also this means we can use Tassigur's ability, which is pretty important. Forbidden Alchemy loads your graveyard a massive amount and gives you some nice card selection. I think I'd take the Forbidden Alchemy. Getting like our Artisan into our graveyard seems pretty great. Okay, so we could also think about going green instead and playing Grayscale and other dredge stuff. I think that's going to be better than Iridescent Draken or Unstable Mutation in our deck. So I think I will take the brown scale. Grayscale? Game of Thrones? I don't know. So Basking Rootwalla, if we get some Madness Enablers, is nice. Sanitarium Skeleton, it's nothing special. I think the Rootwalla is better. Neither of them are great in most scenarios, but, maybe we can make it work. So Rune Halo came back, but I don't think that means a whole lot. I think I just take another Rootwalla here. I could think about the Pulse, but I'll take another Rootwalla. Yeah, and so now we have 3 cards with Madness, so that's good to keep in mind. These 3 green cards aren't anything incredible, so we're not completely sold one way or another yet. I think I'm going to take the Priest. We could still end up back in white, and yeah, that could make it happen too. Staunch-Hearted Warrior is really for an aggressive heroic deck, and I don't think that's what we're going to be, given that black has no heroic in this set. But black seemed very open. Green seemed reasonably open with what we saw late. Yeah. Spider spawning would sell me one way or another. Okay. We did get Reanimate, which is a rare reanimation spell that could potentially allow us to bring back Artisan of Kozilek on like turn 2. It's probably not going to happen, but that's worth keeping in mind. We want discard outlets anyway for our Madness creatures, so that's something to keep our eyes open for. Mona the Unhallowed is nice. Face Fetters is very strong. But I think, we've got an Artisan of Kozilek already. I think I want to try to make a reanimation deck if I can. We're missing out on Last Gasp and Face Fetters, which hurts a little, admittedly, but I think it's worth it. We do need to prioritize more ways to mill ourselves and things like that, but I think it's worth it. Seems like the most fun anyway, instead of just taking a removal spell. Ooh. Well. Huh. Do I just go back into black-white now? Because of Sublime Archangel? I might have to. That card's ridiculous. There's also an Ulamog's Crusher, which we may want if we end up being the reanimation deck. And if we go back into white, it's even more likely. I think you got to take this. This card's insane. So, yeah. Archangel it is. Okay. Well, don't have anything super exciting here. Unholy Hunger is probably the most exciting thing. Treasure Cruise, Whirlwind Adept, Meringue River Prowler, if we end up a blue-black deck, would be pretty nice. But I'm less convinced right now that we're going to be blue-black because of Sublime Archangel. But I am going to take this Unholy Hunger. I know I'll play it no matter what. It's a good removal spell, so take it I will. Oh, man, Bridge from Below, huh? That would work really well with our friend Furnace Celebration, but okay, so this pack's not so great for us. Hard to make Bridge from Below work. The green cards aren't great. Wingsteed Rider is decent, and that's probably just what I take. No reanimation targets or anything, just, yeah. Well, here's another way to load it. Ooh. I think the ship has sailed, unfortunately. Like, how many cards do we have that can sacrifice themselves right now? We've got Bloodflow Connoisseur and Shriek Maw. It's not enough. I wish it were, but it's not. If I'd seen this earlier, I would have gone for it. I think we do take Apprentice Necromancer, though. We want to be reanimating. We need to take everything that can reanimate stuff. So, yeah. This is an example of that. Okay, Satyr Wayfinder is great at milling. Sultai Skullkeeper is reasonable at milling. Man, what is my second color? At some point I'm going to have to decide. Maybe I just take a Terramorphic Expanse. No, I don't know. Brown Scales Dredge is nice. The thing is, our white cards are just so strong. Well, namely Sublime Archangel. The rest aren't that strong, but it is really strong. And so it's hard for me to want to abandon it, but either way here, I think I have to take the Wayfinder or the Skullkeeper, and the Wayfinder is probably better. Garna. Interesting. All right. I think I'm going to take Golgari Brown Scale here and try to finally commit to something. As hard as it is to give up the Archangel. I don't know. I'm not convinced. But there's not white card here that I want, and Brown Scale can mill us. So I think that's what I do. We have two ways to reanimate stuff right now. So we could definitely use more of them. Verdant Eidolon is some nice fixing. If I run Verdant Eidolon, I can probably also run Forbidden Alchemy, potentially, anyway. Safehold Elite's a decent 2-drop that can buy us time. But the Eidolon's fixing is pretty appealing to me. You can even get it back from the graveyard, though we have to play a gold card, and right now we have 0, so... Okay. Well, Miming Slime. I'd probably Beckon Apparition for the sideboard against another reanimation deck. Okay, another Verdant Eidolon. Sure. Fixing's good. Wicker Bow Elder is also pretty good, though. But I like the fixing. It also makes it so we can splash some other reanimation targets, potentially. That might be a little harder. So I don't think we're going to be able to do anything fun with that, unfortunately. So I'll take a Pulse here. And yeah, I think we can splash Forbidden Alchemy now. And Crushing Canopy for the sideboard. Okay, I might try to splash it too. Because it's pretty great. So we have several good reanimation targets. And 2 reanimation spells, but I would like the common Eldrazi guy here. We actually even can instant speed reanimate with Ghoul Caller's Apprentice Necromancer, and that could actually come up. if we pick up the rare or mythic Eldrazi. I think they're all mythic, actually, the really scary ones. So, yeah. I need to get 1 to 2 more Eldrazi and 1 to 2 more reanimation spells. And then I think I'll feel like I'm in business. I would love to get Unburial Rites. We could splash it easy with Verdant Eidolon too. So there's another Forbidden Alchemy. It's Kitchen Finks. It's always good. Grave Scrabbler, less exciting. This is our only discard outlet right now, and that's kind of a problem. We could definitely use more of those. And he needs them to be even worth playing, really. So do I take another Forbidden Alchemy or a Treasure Cruise? Treasure Cruise helps us dig into our reanimation spells. I think it's probably what we'd like one of. Kitchen Finks is great, so I mean it's worth thinking about. But if I can't get more reanimation spells, finding a way to get to them is probably worth it. And granted, I guess this does the same job, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe it's just better. Because not only does it do the same job, it can be cast from our graveyard if it gets milled. And we can even like keep a reanimation spell and put something to reanimate into our graveyard. So that seems pretty decent to me. Yeah, I'll take another Alchemy. Yeah. Brawn, it might be nice. Last Gasp is probably what we should take though. Removal, you know. Dakmor Salvage, another card with Dredge. I'm starting to worry we may not get there on the deck that we want this to be, but hey, we're going to try. So get Last Gasp. Nice removal spell. So I don't think we're going to want to play Root Wallas in a world where we don't have outlets for Madness. Okay, Golgari Thug gives us another card with Dredge. I think that's just what we take. You know, Fume Spitter and Dimir Guildmage are fine, but I want more Dredge. So yeah, it is a problem. Like if we draw our Artisan of Kozilek, how do we get it out of our hand? It's a good question. So yeah, we got Reanimate and Necromancer. And, you know, these are payoffs for milling ourselves, even if they aren't like big, scary reanimation targets. Stirring Wildwood. There's nothing in white that I could splash that I want to splash. Probably just Meringue River Prowler. Oh, there's another Wayfinder. Should probably just go there. Yeah. Because, I mean, in a world where I don't get to reanimate the Artisan of Kozilek early, being able to play a super early Angler or Tasigur is a nice alternative, and the Wayfinder can really enable us that advantage. So, yeah. Wow. Okay, another Wayfinder. Yeah, all right. So we don't have any problem milling ourselves now, that's for sure. Our biggest problem is I would like more payoffs for milling myself. So maybe we'll... Oh, there we go. That'll work. That'll do it. We have a bunch of creatures and lots of ways to mill ourselves. So I think Boneyard Worm is worth it. Better than Safehold Elite probably in our deck. Another Brown Scale. Another Verdant Eidolon. Ooh, yes. Now we have another win condition. Spider Spawning is so awesome. I am so happy to have a Spider Spawning. Ooh, discard outlet. Another reanimation spell. So I think our deck is less a reanimation deck and more a like graveyard, get bonuses from the graveyard deck with Spider Spawning, cards of Flashback, Boneyard Worm. So I don't know that I want a second Apprentice Necromancer in a world where we don't have that many great reanimation targets. Like Artisan of Kozilek's amazing, but I think I want the Mongrel because it can set off our Madness stuff potentially. So, I mean, that could have been wrong. But there's very little chance we pick up another amazing reanimation target in this pack, you know? So, yeah. I mean, I do like Pulse of Marasa, but I already have 2 in my sideboard. I like it against the aggressive decks. None of this stuff interests me. I guess if I pick up like 4 Servitors here or something, maybe that... Ooh, I like the late Brawn. Yeah, all right. So we still only have 1 discard outlet. We may only run... We may end up cutting the Twins too. Miming Slime, I guess. Could be good. Kodama's Reach gives us more fixing, but I guess it wouldn't hurt to have. It can also help us ramp into stuff. Nourishing Shoal could be funny, but I don't think it's going to do anything for us. So Servitor's not going to make it. I do think we still even reanimate. We have enough. It also steals opponents' creatures too, so it's just it's a crazy card. 1 mana to get one of their creatures. They damage you equal to their converted mana cost and all that, but it's whatever. Another Eidolon. So, I think I can probably cut 1 Eidolon and run 1 Reach instead. We do want to have a decent number of creatures for spider spawning, but I think we're in business there already. So yeah, running 1 Verdant Eidolon is better, and I think the Reach will be better most of the time. We don't want the Twins. We only have 1 way to discard things. I mean, I think we still leave in the Necromancer, because it can bring back stuff like Shriekmaw. Is that really the only exciting thing we have to do with it? Interesting. Maybe we don't want it. Reanimate's good no matter what. This is less good. Yeah, I don't think we really want it. I guess I'm glad I didn't take the other one. Question is now, do we want Artisan of Kozilek? We have 1 way to reanimate it. The answer might be no, which is sad, but I think we're more a spider spawning, delve into big scary guys quickly kind of deck than we are a reanimation deck. I think that's where we ended up. Well, you know, I think maybe leaving this in is worth it. It gives us sort of a... If we're milling ourselves a bunch, it's going to end up in our graveyard, right? I mean, that's going to happen. So drawing it's awful, and we only have 1 way to get rid of it in Wild Mongrel, but, you know, maybe we can cast it. We do have Kodama's Reach and Verdant Eidolon. It's not impossible for us to cast it. So I think probably reasonable to keep it in and maybe cut the Connoisseur. This still leaves us with 16 creatures, which is plenty for spider spawning. So, yeah. All right. I think this is our deck. Dredge deck, basically. We have lots of ways to load the graveyard for spider spawning and Boneyard Worm. And Boneyard Worm, if we can get Brawn in the graveyard too, we'll have Trample. So we only need to run 1 island, I think. Is that wrong? In a world where we mill our own cards, is it safe to run only a single island? Probably not. Well, probably. I mean, if Forbidden Alchemy shows up, we can get it into the graveyard 1 way or another and just flash it back. And Verdant Eidolon can help us cast it too. So 1 island's probably enough. What about the rest? Yeah, I mean, we definitely need more green mana than black. Or at least... Thing is, the Wayfinder can find us a lot of ways. I mean, it can find us what we need. So I think we kind of need to... So we have room for 2 more lands. So I'd probably go 8-8-1. Yeah, all right. So let's see how this thing does. I'm happy so far that I've drafted 3 completely different decks in this format. And they all feel completely different, so that's fun. See you guys in the first match. All right, going into our first match, and this is not a good hand. A Forest would make it pretty nice, but you know, we could play a very early Grimag Angler if we just had a Forest to stitch this together, but as it is, not so much. Wow, that's also not a great hand, but I do think it's a keep. Yeah, forest on top makes it a little more manageable. We have to hope our opponent's not playing one of the really fast decks in the format, though, that's for sure. Not a good sign. Because this time around, we don't have like a quick way to... Probably should have played the forest just in case I draw... Oh no, it doesn't matter. But I should play it next in case we draw the mana for a brown scale. Yeah. Then we probably play Kodama's Reach. But yeah, we don't have much in the way of graveyard action right now. Which that first hand had. It just only had blue mana, which is... You know, we only have one island in our deck, so that was fun. So yeah, this is just, you know, they can pump it to make it a 3/3 every turn if they want. And that's what they're doing. The big value you get out of it is you can discard it and play it for free, potentially, if you have, like, Wild Mongrel. But, I mean, it's a decent card, even barring, you know, the Madness. But the Madness is where it gets the most value, I think. Opponent seems to have holds on both upkeeps. I'm not entirely sure why. It may just be multitasking, I guess. We do have access to, like, all of our mana to the point that, like, this Verdant Eidolon's probably not going to be very useful. But we may end up having to play the brown scale on turn 3, and then maybe the Eidolon will be a little more useful. Ooh, well, that's something. I don't think this is enough of a threat for me to want to evoke it. The danger we may have is our opponent is actually playing black. So there's some small chance that they have creatures we can't kill with Shriekmaw. Not small chance. There's a significant chance. But I think we hold on to it for now. If we draw a forest, we probably play brown scale. If we draw another land, any other land, we probably play Kodama's Reach and grab, you know, an island and another forest. But yeah, without the graveyard shenanigans, this is a hand where, Reanimate would be kind of nice because we could play Shriekmaw early, kill this, get it back later, kill something else. You know, it would cost us 5 life, but that's well worth it. You get a 3/2 with Evasion, which again, not going to be as good here because our opponent is playing black, but Evasion is Evasion. I have a lot of dead time to kill here with talking. There's always editing, I guess, but you know, that takes more time than talking does. Plus, there's stuff to talk about. Yeah. But we really need, I think for this deck to be firing on all cylinders, it needs like a turn 2 Satyr Wayfinder every time, which we have 3 of them. It could happen, but it didn't happen this time. If I drew a Wayfinder now, would I play it? Yes, I would. Because, yeah, I mean, it would make it so I could play my Angler next turn, potentially. Which, you know, not quite as good as turn 3, which is potentially doable. Yeah, if you throw all 4 in the graveyard, you can play the Angler in turn 3. I don't know if you can throw all of them into the graveyard, though. Seriously, are they like multitasking, or... I don't know how about this new art on Kodama's Reach. Not sure how I feel about it. Well, they're just beating us down with a Root Walla. Luckily, they can only use the ability once a turn, so once they get to more mana, it doesn't really matter. Oh, good. More Root Walla. You've got to imagine they have Wild Mongrel in their deck when they're playing Basking Root Walla, right? Yeah, I wish this brown scale could trade. I mean, it does make them pump mana into one of them, but if it could trade and then I could get it back and gain life, you know, that would be a nice little engine. But that's not what it does. It's not what it does at all. I mean, you know, it needs to have 3 power. I mean, I guess blocking one and forcing them to pump the mana into that one doesn't suck, but it's not great. But we could start dredging. Might be worth it. I mean, especially if all they do is keep Root Walla attacking us. Next turn, they can potentially pump both, by the way. I said it doesn't matter if they have 4 mana. Well, it does if they have 2 of them. So that's a problem. So we'll have to see if that comes up. Yeah. And right now, there's a Satyr Wayfinder. So you may put a land into your hand. So do I play the Wayfinder and plan on getting Gurmag Angler out next? Between the land, it gets me. Yeah, I mean, I think I would be okay. I can also block and force him to pump mana into whichever one. I think that's better. It's not like I can play Verdant Eidolon or Golgari Brown Scale right now anyway. I mean, I guess I'll do this before I play a land. Yeah, so play the Wayfinder. See what we do here. So we threw a Forbidden Alchemy and an Apprentice Necromancer into our graveyard. We do get another Swamp. The Forbidden Alchemy being there could come up later, so we don't want to forget about it. But the other stuff, not so much. And there's a good chance we just exile all of them to play Gurmag Angler. Yeah. Though, if I block with this and it dies, I'd probably leave the Alchemy in and just pay 4 for the Angler and make them, you know, yeah. That doesn't seem too bad. Would have been nice to hit a forest there, admittedly, but, you know, what are you going to do? Ideally, you know, it's good to leave creatures in our graveyard too, but I feel like we can stock our graveyard well enough going forward that I'm not too worried about it. So we'll block here, see if they pump both of them. Is their deck just like 12 Root Wallace? So they'll pump that one. So, okay, we just take 1. It's manageable. The reason we want creatures in our graveyard, so they might be a more similar deck to us than it looks like. If you end up with enough discard outlets, these do get to be really good. I mean, as we've seen, they're pretty good anyway. But we only have the 1 Wild Mongrel. If you have more Wild Mongrels going on, then this card gets to be really, really good. Ooh. Okay. So that shuffles their whole library into their graveyard, which works for me, but it does mean they probably have an instant speed way of reanimating him for later in the game, which does not work for me. What do we draw here? Being able to just play the Shriekmaw for 5 later is going to feel pretty good, I think. But yeah, I think we probably play the Angler. And I think I'm more about leaving Forbidden Alchemy in my graveyard than one of these random creatures. Because the Alchemy works all on its own. I need Spider spawning for the creatures in my graveyard to matter. And I think just playing a huge dude here is the right way to go to try to put an end to this Rootwalla onslaught we're dealing with. So, yeah. I mean, and this will stock our graveyard. You know, it sort of replaces the fact that we're going to exile the other cards. Hey, not a forest. So that does mean we can play Shriekmaw next turn, for what that's worth. For now, though, we're just going to play Big Bad Gurmag Angler. And we're going to, yeah, exile these 3 cards. And pay the other 4. You know, I guess there's actually, hold on a second. There's no reason here. No, yeah, we should pay them. Yeah, we should. Yeah, there's a reason. Okay. I was thinking maybe I should just exile it, but I can't do anything with the mana anyway. So just playing the big Gurmag Angler is probably a little better. Okay, so they could have kill spells, of course. But I'd be pretty happy if we stop the onslaught here. Fume Spitter, okay. Okay, that's a nice way of activating your graveyard. One that I'm not happy to see. So Shriekmaw is going to kill probably a Rootwalla. They keep hitting their Ulamog. Okay. Ooh, and there's an island too. How about that? All right, so I think I just cast Shriekmaw and kill one of these Rootwallas. Then I probably attack. No, that's crazy. No, I can't really afford to attack. So Shriekmaw, cast it. Kill a Rootwalla. And yeah, our Shriekmaw is going to be a little less powerful here in a world of black creatures, but it's still going to be pretty good. And we'll end our turn there. They've sped up play now that we've actually played some things. When we weren't playing anything, I guess they were a lot slower, but yeah, we take 2 from that. Couldn't Shriek Maw that, or I would have. Ooh, they're going really wide on us, which is not great for us. Okay, so can I Kodama's Reach and Brown Scale? Should be able to, yeah. Guess that's what I'll do. So we'll Kodama's Reach. You know, this gives us mana to Hardcaster Eldrazi, potentially. So yeah, Kodama's Reach. And we'll get a forest, and we'll get a swamp. We have our only island. Doesn't really matter which we put into play. And then we'll play Golgari Brown Scale. And yeah, we kind of have to end our turn there. This Crow of Dark Tidings is going to beat us down from above. I can't flash that back yet. We can flash back our Forbidden Alchemy at this point. We may do that. If we do draw our Eldrazi, we will be able to cast it between the Eidolon and the other stuff we have going on here. So down to 9 we go. Ghoul Steed. Okay, that's big. It can combine with Fume Spitter to take down my Angler. Potentially. So we don't want to draw Spider Spawning right now. I can tell you that. Though it would be good to draw, actually. I take it back, because somehow or another we could get creatures in our graveyard. Hey, that'll help. And we have Spell Mastery, so we're going to gain the life. How about that? So Unholy Hunger, we can use it to kill that if that's what comes up. And yeah, we got the cards. It's not really worth playing the Eidolon, I don't think. I could play it and then still be able to cast the spell because of the mana it gives me, but it's sort of just like 2-for-1ing myself to cast Unholy Hunger, and that doesn't really seem necessary right now. What sucks is it does seem necessary to use it on Crow of Dark Tidings, which is not really what you want to use it on. It'll also load our opponent's graveyard, by the way. So we can also Forbidden Alchemy here if we decide that's a better move and we want to hold on to Unholy Hunger, and maybe that is the better move. Maybe it is. Let's see what they do, and then I'll make a decision on that. Okay. Well, all right. So maybe playing the Eidolon would have been worth it because I could have blocked and then sacrificed. Yeah, so we're going to try to take down the Ghoul Steed, and we're going to block the Satyr as well. And this makes us take 2, 4, 5. Yeah, so almost lethal, but not quite lethal. We'll see what they do. We can obviously use Unholy Hunger to gain some life here. So, okay, so that is expected. All right, so saw that coming. So they're letting the rest of this hit us. Do we let it hit us? So we take 2, 4. Yeah, I think we do. Yeah. We thinned out their board too. Granted, they're at 20. But we also are loading up our graveyard, and we're going to use Forbidden Alchemy at the end of their turn, potentially. Which I think is probably my plan, unless they play something really scary in their second main phase, which is entirely possible. But, yeah. They didn't pump this, so that makes it all the more likely, I think, that they're planning something here. Oh, that's mean. I want to win with Spider Spawning. Okay. There's your spiders. Cool. So, yeah, I think it's time for Alchemy. We got to try to hit our own Spider Spawning. Or go home, basically. So, Tasigur is not really going to do it, but that's probably the best choice here because we can cast it pretty much free. But I don't really see it, how that saves us. We're dead to 4 damage. We can't block this. Yeah. Spider spawning. We need to draw our spider spawning. That is the key. They can have, of course, cast theirs again from the graveyard. So, no, I don't think I want to draw the Golgari Thug. Although, giving me another creature who can block, letting me also play Tasigur. There's a better chance I get spider spawning into my graveyard, actually, right? Yeah, actually, I do think we draw it. Dude, we do it. No. But I think this is all right. I think we can survive, right? They have 7. No, probably not. Probably can't survive. Guess we'll cast Tasigur and get rid of the lands. And Kodama's Reach. That does take away our spell mastery, but I'm not sure that matters right now. In fact, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So Tasigur, Thug. Ooh, can we do what we were talking about doing earlier? No. Eidolon. So I think 4 gets through no matter what, but, you know, it's whatever. There was no way to have enough mana to do everything. 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we have 5 blockers. We can go to 1 here. Should I have gotten the instants and sorceries out of my graveyard when I desperately need to gain life? Maybe not. Maybe not. But, you know, it's whatever. Yeah, they didn't attack us. They can, of course, use their spider spawning a second time at some point here. And that's not good. Okay, so probably use this ability. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. Let's use this ability. See what we get. They, of course, get to decide what I get back. Last Gasp and Ghoul Caller's Accomplice. It's not too bad. I can guess they're probably going to give me back. They're all annoying options, actually. I guess the Accomplice is the least annoying. Yeah, that's what they give us. Okay, so I think we play the Accomplice. We got to try to stay ahead of the second spider spawning our opponent could use. And now we do have mana, like we can potentially block and cast Unholy Hunger. We still don't have Spell Mastery, though. We can also use this ability again if we want to, but we need to leave up Unholy Hunger, I think. All right, so end our turn. The big difference in this game is our opponent rumbled really early with those Root Walls and messed us up. We're similar decks, but... So Spider Spawning number 2, here it comes. Oh no, just a hard cast. Hooting Mandrills. Why would you not Spider Spawning, my man? Okay, so we're going to go to 2 here. I guess because they feel like this is going to take us down, which, you know, maybe it could. We'll take 2. I think what I'm actually going to do here is use Tasigur's ability at the end of their turn. See what we can get out of that. Hey, spider spawning. We got spell mastery now and a bunch of our own spiders. Give us our spider spawning. Right now, we don't get that many spiders, actually. I mean, we get 3. They probably give us back a creature so that we can't make as many. Wouldn't surprise me. You're giving me spider spawning back? Wow. I mean, I know it's only 3 spiders, but... Still kind of surprised. All right, so we can use Tassiger's ability once here, and then spider spawning. Am I brave enough to do that? Am I not worried I die from Crow of Dark Tidings? It's a good question. Good questions all. I probably have enough mana to do both if I really need to. I could count, but that would make too much sense, you know? Okay, so we're not going to need blue mana. Our other Forbidden Alchemy, well, yeah. So we'll put the top 2 cards of our graveyard in yeah. Do this again. Tassiger's trying to get us out of this. He's doing what he can. We may just mill ourselves out. I kind of forgot that's a thing. It's a good chance we do mill ourselves out, actually. It's so strange to be playing... we do get to gain some life. To be playing... what am I trying to say here? A deck that can mill itself out in limited. Yeah, I don't know if we can win. We do still have our huge Eldrazi, but that's not going to do it. But yeah, we got to try, you know? So I think... So we get 3 spiders, so that's what we're going to do here. And we'll end our turn. And we've both taken a lot of time. There's their brown scale. Hey, Boneyard Worm, you're not that big. Okay, so Boneyard Worm, brown scale, end our turn. Where's Brawn? He would be kind of useful. But we did so little damage to our opponent early. Even if we had Brawn, it wouldn't really matter. Unless we got our Eldrazi, I guess. That would be good. They're just trying to deck us at this point. Which, who can blame them? Hey, there's Brawn. So I guess I'll play Brawn. End our turn. I mean, can we go wide enough to kill them at all? They have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blockers, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 attackers, and we can get more spiders, but it's not going to do anything right now. I think I wait till next turn to do it and hope somehow that gives me enough juice to finish them, but it's hard to imagine that works. But I guess I could attack and force them into awkward blocks, and then I would get more spiders, but I don't know that that's worth it. Moan of the Unhallowed, okay. Well, I think I'm just going to kill their Hooting Mandrills over there with Unholy Hunger, because why not? Just Alpha Strike, come on. You don't want Alpha Strike? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Unholy Hunger, kill the Mandrills. Gain life, most importantly, because that's how we're going to lose. I wish there were some interesting options, but there really aren't. Nothing that really lets us break through. You know, we could reanimate something just to go a little wider. I guess we should spider spawning first. There's no way we win, though. So, yeah, spider spawning. How much are you from the graveyard? You're 7. And that is a lot more than 7 mana, isn't it? There we go. So yeah, spider spawning, cast with flashback. Then we're going to reanimate our, or maybe their Ghoul Steed. It does give us something bigger. Sure. We go to 1 for a Ghoul Steed. And we can get in there with a crazy Alpha Strike next turn. The only card left in our deck, by the way, is our Eldrazi, who could have helped break up this situation, but not going to happen. They just have to spider spawning, really. I mean, I did take away one of their creatures, I guess. It's too bad Brawn's not in the graveyard. Oh, nice. They have Entomb, even. Are they going to instant speed reanimate an Eldrazi here just to rub it in? The fact that they won this game? That could happen. It could definitely happen. No. They put a red cap in there, though. Can they reanimate it and kill me? No. Okay. Well, we're going to Alpha Strike just for fun. But, yeah, we're dead. Oh, we have 2 cards left in our deck. Huh. Does that change anything? Not really. I can't use Forbidden Alchemy. I can't use Tassiger's ability. That is what kept us in this game, but in the long run is also going to be what kills us. So, because we drew a land, things aren't going to get any better next turn. We know what's left. It's our Eldrazi. So we may as well just attack now and have some fun with it, I guess. But obviously, we're not getting through for lethal. So, oh, that's the... His deck has the Eldrazi to shuffle things back into his library. Maybe we should have a card that shuffles our graveyard back into our library. It sounds like a bad thing in this deck, and I think mostly it is, but in a matchup against another graveyard deck, makes a big difference. I've got an edge in time, at least. You can't actually... Oh, yeah, you can see his clock. I thought I fixed it. Good. Clock fixed. Just take it. It's not lethal. It'll be fine. Yeah, they're gonna like painstakingly block here, which is interesting. They just gotta block the big things with some spider tokens and take the rest, and they win basically. Because I'm dead on the backswing. I mean, I could have waited another turn, but it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, we couldn't have broken through ever. So, I think we did the right thing. I guess I could have sacked this to get another spider, but what difference does that make, you know? Wow, they are really concerned. Yeah, just take the rest. Wow. They are being very careful. I guess there could be a number of cards in my hand that just blow them out, but yeah, I guess I'm the one who knows I don't have that, but they don't know that. Okay. Oh, what? I forgot I got to do that. I should, like, read cards. Getting Shriekmaw back seems good. But yeah, that's just going to buy... I mean, it doesn't buy me any time. We're dead. But would it have mattered? Maybe. If I'd been a little smarter about that, it could have made a difference. All right, we lose game 1. It was a foregone conclusion for much of that game. Why doesn't my deck have, like, 100 cards in it? We would have been fine. So this seems pretty good against them. They're a graveyard deck, so we definitely want it. Do we want anything else? Could bring in our own Root Wallas. His messed us up. He definitely has more ways to discard. We saw Ghoulsteed and a couple other things, I think. This Eldrazi was not interested in helping. Hard casting him would have been pretty awesome. Could have gotten back Gurmag Angler if we got it early enough. Yeah, would have been sweet. Or Shriekmaw maybe would have been better. So, do I want my own Root Wallas to try to get the early game lead that they got in that one? Or, I don't think so. I think maybe I don't need to be running Verdant Eidolon in general, honestly. Like, my mana's fine without it because of the fact that if these get milled, I can still use them and everything. So, yeah, I think we lose the Eidolon and bring in Beckon Apparition, which can also give us a flyer, which is not something we have. unfortunately. So we would like to play first. All right, this is a pretty good hand. We got 2 Wayfinders and a Boneyard Worm early. That's all pretty good news. And yeah, maybe we'll get some other action going with the help of the Wayfinders really quickly. That's what we want in our opening hand, I think. I mean, Gurmag Angler maybe is better than Boneyard Worm. I mean, no, it is better than Boneyard Worm, but it's not too bad. I mean, the nice thing about this is its power and toughness changes the more things get into your graveyard too. Instead, unlike some cards where it checks and then gets counters, so it'll grow throughout the game instead of just being one size forever. Man, I have a legitimate chance to win here on time, which is not the way you want to win, but a win's a win, I always say. Lands are nice. The unhinged ones, I believe. Yes, not unglued or unstable, but unhinged. So, yeah, so we play Satyr Wayfinder next turn. There's not much we could draw that changes that plan. I mean, it would be great to draw Gurmag Angler. I'd be okay with that. Okay, well that's... Why couldn't you have gotten milled? I don't really want you in my hand. Now you show up. I mean, maybe I'll ramp into you again. Okay, so there's Gurmag Angler. We did get Brawn in the graveyard early, which is nice. We'll grab a Forest because we've already got a second Swamp. So we've already got 2 creatures in the graveyard, which means Boneyard Worm could come down next, and then we could play the Wayfinder to make it bigger the next turn. That doesn't seem like the worst plan. They don't have the early Rootwalla aggro going this time. That's comforting. Because that's what put us in a situation that we had to like dig through our library to try to get ahead on board, and we did, but ran out of cards. So, yeah. Yeah, they're playing so slow, which is kind of surprising. I mean, the times when they're playing slow aren't usually times where you kind of expect it, you know? So I'm going to attack with this first Wayfinder and see what happens. And then I think I do play Boneyard Worm, and then next turn we can play the other Wayfinder and make it bigger, most probably, anyway. I mean, it's a Grizzly Bear right now, which isn't too bad. So yeah, we'll play Forest and Boneyard Worm, who's got Trample. Getting Brawn in the graveyard early could pay off nicely. Though this is one of the key things we want to give Trample that's there with him. But okay, that's not good. That's really not good. They could set up... Oh my god, they're doing it. Goryo's Vengeance. They just did Goryo's Vengeance on turn freaking 2. Are you kidding me? Annihilator 4. Okay, well I can actually sort of survive that. But it's not good, you know? I'm going to keep my Boneyard Worm in play and try to win with that, I guess. Jeez. It does go away after this turn is the bright side. That's the only reason I have a shot here. So yeah, I think we keep the Worm in play. We lose these things, which could help power out Tassiger for 1 mana, which would be a pretty nice little thing to happen. But now there's not as good of a chance I win on time because my opponent may be able to kill me before I know what's happening. That's like the dream combo there. Entomb, Goryo's Vengeance on turn 2. Nasty. Nasty stuff. We do get a 3/3 Boneyard Worm with Trample. But, oh no, we have to put a Forest in play for it to gain Trample again. So we'll go to 10. So Satyr Wayfinder will continue to load our graveyard still, and it will also help us hit land drops, which we're going to need now. So Trample's back. We'll attack. We're not completely out of commission despite our opponent unlocking that achievement there. There are only 2 ways, I think, in this format. No, 3. There are 3 instant speed reanimation spells or abilities around, and that's one of them. You can't reanimate those Eldrazi that shuffle themselves back into their library unless you do it at instant speed. So that's the dream, and they just lived it. But we do get to play another Wayfinder, probably make this larger and just keep rumbling. And that'll help us hit a 4th land drop, which is pretty great after getting annihilated by that Ulamog. So, we'll see what happens. Okay, Crow of Dark Tidings. They milled another Crow of Dark Tidings. Okay. So, we're going to play Satyr. The bad news is we're not at a whole lot of life. So, Crow of Dark Tidings is what we're racing now. So, God, we milled Tassiger now. Of course we did. Guess we'll grab this island. We do have a 5/5 Boneyard Worm now, for what that's worth, but Tassiger for very little mana would have been a nice way to try to dig our way out of this, but... So, what do we have going on? We currently have 5 creatures in our graveyard, so spider spawning could be nice. Yeah, I mean, Apprentice Necromancer. Really hitting Tassiger and Gurmag Angler with the milling has been frustrating, but you run that risk, you know? You run that risk when you're milling yourself constantly. We get some benefits out of it, like Trample. And spider spawning being more effective later. I'm just worried they're going to play something really scary at some point that even my Boneyard Worm can't really contend with. And that Ghoul Steed is approaching that level. So we got 4 turns left to try to find a way. We do have, of course, Unholy Hunger, which will not gain us life right now, but it will allow us to kill that thing, which does matter. So, do I just rumble with this Boneyard Worm and then chump block Ghoul Steed? That might be the plan. That might be our best bet. Because that means, yeah, so let's attack. It is aggressive, a little risky, but they don't have a good block, and it drops them to 6, which means that after a chump block, Boneyard Worm is lethal on its own. So, yeah, so we'll play our Ghoul Caller's Accomplice here. And end our turn. They could easily still have something big enough to give us pause, like their own Gurmag Angler. We'll get another Crow of Dark Tidings. Murderous Redcap. Songs of the Damned. What are they going to do with that? Maelstrom Pulse. Oh, there goes our shot. Off our Maelstrom Pulsed guy. So we're going to chump block that. Kodama's Reach is not doing me any favors here. Okay, so we're not quite dead this turn, but we're going to get real close. I don't think we can recover, unfortunately. That Maelstrom Pulse got me. So get these lands. And attack. I wish. So we're going to have to block the Ghoul Steed and go to 2. So there's no way out for us. And they're going to have plenty of time left. That early, you know, even though we survived it and we at least managed to pressure them in the end, surviving that early, taking that hit from that early Ulamog, the damage and the sending us back on board was plenty for our opponent to take us down, unfortunately. So we're going to block, go to 2. Wish I had enough mana for this Artisan. Of course, all the creatures they have can't be killed. All right, so we lose our first match. Hopefully we can do a little better in our others. I mean, I think our deck did a lot of what we wanted to do. You know, we just, in game 2, had to endure very scary reanimation target. And in game 1, maybe things didn't go so well. But see if we can do a little better in the next one. All right, we're going into our second match. And this is a pretty good hand, if only because of the potential, like, early evoke Shriekmaw and then reanimated Shriekmaw, which is potent. Okay, probably also a graveyardy deck. If they're running Groundskeeper, it's gonna rumble right here. Goalkeeper's accomplice. Okay, so what do? Playing Golgari Thug worth it here? And trying, you know, if they want to attack, blocking it, and then starting to get the dredge engine going. It doesn't seem bad. I think that is what I'm going to do. Could, of course, last gasp, too, but doesn't really seem worth it. Why are we up against another black-green deck? Yeah, so, I mean, at least it stops this from attacking. I could chump, but it doesn't really seem worth it yet, especially because I can, like, start getting back Shriekmaw with it, potentially. In fact, I could just Shriekmaw now. The problem with it is that it doesn't really... Like, all I can kill is Groundskeeper. And so, that's frustrating. Shriekmaw is letting me down because we keep playing fellow black decks. So, play this brown scale and our turn. Crow of Dark Tidings has hated us. We can kill it with Last Gasp. So there's that. Demonic Tutor. That's scary. Did they assemble an Eldrazi combo too? Olivia's Dragoon. Also scary because that could be a way to enable their milling nonsense. Okay, so I think I'm going to Last Gasp the Dragoon and see what happens, just because I know it can enable so many reanimation things. I think keeping the Crow of Dark Tidings around is a little less scary for me. So yeah, we're going to Last Gasp on the Dragoon. So, yeah, they discarded a Golgari Thug. If they had an instant speed way to reanimate an Eldrazi, they wouldn't have been able to do it in time there. So that made it kind of worth it, I think. Okay. Do I want to bother with Shriekmaw? I can just wait a turn and like actually play Shriekmaw. So that might just be better. So I'm gonna end the turn. See if they dredge. They do. Canker Abomination. Yeah, Groundskeeper gets back a land. That's when you can, I guess, just start dredging all the time because your Groundskeeper's like, sup. I can get you the lands you need. There's their Golgari Thug. Okay, so we're going to Shriekmaw here. All it does is let us kill Groundskeeper, but hey, that matters a little. So, can I attack now with my brown scale? Yeah, I think I probably can. Yeah, I had a feeling that's what they would do. So, they have a ton of dredge. I wonder if they have delve creatures. Ooh, what was that? What just happened? We saw another Eldrazi, didn't we? Where's the game log? Show game log. I swear to God, we saw an Eldrazi. But it doesn't say anything in the game log. They just have the Gurmag Angler. Big deal. Just kidding, I'm scared. Okay. That Unholy Hunger makes me less scared. So the fact that we only have one card in our graveyard right now is a little obnoxious. So I could reanimate their Canker Abomination, but that doesn't really seem worth it right this second. I think I just end the turn and we plan on Unholy Hungering Gurmag Angler at the end of their turn. Could also get back like a Crow of Dark Tidings, which wouldn't be too bad, I don't think. All right. So, do I declare a block here just to see if they have a combat trick or something? They're not going to use a combat trick, but sure, I'll declare the block. And then, yeah, I'm just going to... get rid of that. Golgari Thug comes back. So we got to do what our opponent did to us last game. Mill our opponent out. No blue mana, and we drew this. That's great. Well, I guess we have Verdant Eidolon. Problem is, we don't have a way to stop the crow currently, short of reanimating their crow, which maybe that's just what I want to do. Yeah. It's not like I'm going to have a ton of life and a lot of choices later. So I think I'm just going to reanimate their crow of Dark Tidings. Drops us to 6. Mills us some, though. Why, Tassiger? Why do you do this to me again? Yeah, and we'll end our turn. I guess I should have attacked with my brown scale, actually. That's probably a mistake. Darn it. Darn it. Okay. We are running out of choices here. I'm going to go to, which is why I think I'm going to sack my Eidolon and use Forbidden Alchemy to try to find something here to put an end to this crow. So we're going to sack this, add 3 blue, cast Forbidden Alchemy. Wow. Great. I guess I'll grab this island. Wasn't that great? Okay, we're going to play Satyr Wayfinder. Is it better to try to cast Forbidden Alchemy again? Probably is, right? Cast it from the graveyard at the end of their turn. 7 mana, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's probably better. So, yeah, I'll just end my turn. There's more of a chance that we hit something big if that's what we do. So, we're going to take 2. Namely, we need our spider spawning. Okay. So we're going to Forbidden Alchemy again. Now milling them is out of the window because we're in the same sort of place. So into another Forbidden Alchemy. I mean, that's more likely to help us than Wild Mongrel. So, yeah. Wow. Yeah, we're just dead. Well, we can do this and hope we hit spider spawning. We have the mana. We did it. We had to dig through our entire deck, more or less. But we did do it. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 7. We could get out of this now. Also have trample now, for what that's worth. Brown scale is going to start rumbling. Yeah, they're gonna now they're gonna start milling themselves. We do get in for 1 trample damage, so it's not as effective of a chump block. Oh, what can they put on top of their library? They did. Game log better show me. I guess it's just Gurmag Angler. Just that's all. No big deal. So spider spawning. How much do you cost from the graveyard? 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can play Wayfinder if I hit a land, cast spawning again, and it'll probably make even more spiders. Seems like a reasonable plan, I think. Of course, now we're like milling ourselves. Hey, there's Artisan of Kozilek. Well, my dog's barking at a delivery person, I think. I hope. Hope it's not an intruder. It's not. So, yeah, I think I have to go check on her, actually. Okay. What you doing? So they have 3 blockers here. I think I just attack with everything and then spider spawning again. My dog. Yeah, there's somebody like just living their life, and my dog is not happy about it. So attack with everything. They block in various ways. They take 7. They mill themselves some more. And then spider spawning from the graveyard. And we try to take them down this way, which is very doable, I think. Please don't play your own spider spawning. Oh, thank God we did it. That was a silly game just because we just had to hit it or die, and then we hit it, and not only did we not die, we won because of it, which is kind of to be expected. So we want Beck and Apparition again. Verdant Eidolon did come in handy that time, but I don't know if that's enough of a reason to keep it around. I kind of wish we had more discard stuff because the twins would be a lot better too. Yeah, so probably cut the Eidolon again. Well, that's not a good hand. It's another one where if we just had a forest, it would be okay, but we don't, so. Wow. Can we keep this one? I think we probably can, but that's what we need. A land on top of our library. So Seder Wayfinder is probably better, but Golgari Thug wouldn't be too bad. Golgari Thug versus Golgari Thug. Not being able to use that trigger on stuff like Shriek Maw or Apprentice Necromancer or whatever is a little sad. Do we just go ahead? I think we do just go ahead here and say, all right, we want stuff in our graveyard too, so let's enable each other. So, what the hell? Didn't we not just see an Ulamog trigger again? I think it's just a glitch on Magic on... Oh no, that time they're... Why did my graveyard disappear too that time? What is happening in this world? Game log, why are you not more helpful? I mean, you know, I have things happening too quickly, I guess, but... Oh, it puts itself on top of the library is what happened. So it is just a glitch. It's showing us Ulamog for triggered abilities for one reason or another. I'm not sure what that reason is, but that does seem to be what's happening. I think they're like wondering the same thing now, maybe, because we both lost our Thug and it just went back on top of our library. Which does suck for us because I was hoping to play Boneyard Worm. Now I'll just have to play Golgari Brown scale. I do have Shriek Maw plus Necromancer potential at some point. So Bridge from Below goes into their graveyard. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good. We need our Beck and Apparition now. Okay, so we're going to play Golgari Brown scale here. Because now, every time something dies, they get a 2/2 zombie. As soon as one of my creatures dies, stuff happens, but... yeah. Yeah, that's not good. These Crows of Dark Tidings... They really have brought some dark tidings with them. Okay, so that's happening again. Well then. So if I attack and kill this Golgari Thug, they get a zombie token. Why? Why is that how things are? You know, I guess the zombie token's not a huge deal. I don't like it though. Yeah, I play the thug, and then I think I just also play the necromancer, and we end our turn. Maybe I should have attacked. Making them attack me is slightly better. Yeah, this is the problem. Bloodflow Connoisseur plus Bridge from Below is devastating because they get double the creatures basically into their graveyard. Shriek Maw has let us down again in the meantime. Okay, so let's attack with our brown scale now. Yeah. I'm going to attack with a brown scale. If they want a zombie, at least if they, yeah. Why are you black? I wish things were different. So the interesting thing we can do is sacrifice this to get rid of the Bridge from Below. The question is whether or not I want to do that right now. I think I probably do. We got to get rid of it as quickly as possible. So, ooh. I have to have a target though, and I don't. Poop. Shriek Maw, my own brown scale. I don't know. Yeah, that's not good. See, yeah, it keeps showing Ulamog for some reason on the stack, which is giving me a heart attack every time. And this isn't a May effect, so I think I am just going to Shriek Maw my own creature to get rid of their Bridge from Below, which maybe I should have just done to begin with, but it's happening. Setting up Dredge is also pretty nice for us, so we're going to cast Shriek Maw. Oh, man. That's silly. Yeah, it dies. We do gain 2 life, and we get a creature with Dredge into our graveyard, so it's not all bad. But, you know, would have been smarter to just do that up front. So, Bridge from Below's gone, so 2/2 isn't nearly as scary. Last gasp on my Necromancer. Really? Groundskeeper. So, Bloodflow Connoisseur is still a problem, just less of one. So, yeah. Okay, so I think I take 4. Do I Dredge here? I think I do. Got a Forbidden Alchemy in there. And I think we just play Brown Scale again. Hey, look, Groundskeeper. We could actually kill that maybe. If with Shriek Maw, that is. Getting Apprentice Necromancer back, maybe blocking with Shriek Maw is not a terrible plan because of the Apprentice Necromancer stuff, but doesn't seem great. Okay. All right, they're just going to attack for 2. I'm cool with that. I'm not going to Dredge this time. Ooh. What do you have? Nothing. I also have nothing. I could reanimate my Shriek Maw, but that doesn't seem overly impressive. I think we're just going to play Boneyard Worm as a 1/1. Hold on to reanimate. I mean, I guess the Dragoon flying is a way to stop this thing. But, yeah. This Bloodflow Connoisseur is not good news, though. I guess it's pretty good with Dredge in general. Maybe I should just be running it in mind. Because if you can keep killing a creature that has Dredge with it and making this bigger and just keep getting it back, that's a good way to grind out a win, like in the later part of the game. So, there's that. Surprisingly, Reanimate has been really underwhelming, even though I've played 2 other Reanimator decks. You know, like, where are your scary things to reanimate? Where are they? Yeah, so we're going to go to 10. That is a lot of mana. Oh, just Mona the Unhallowed flashed back. Okay, that's not terrible, but... So, Kodama's Reach. 4. An island and a forest, I guess. Oh, our island's in our graveyard, silly. Okay, so a swamp and a forest. Then, so if I reanimate the Dragoon and go to 8, I think that's not a bad plan. It's certainly not exciting, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. It gives me a way to stop the Crow. Okay. Yeah. Stop showing me. Oh, I see what they're doing there. That's mean. Okay, so we don't get to reanimate anything because they took away the target with. Yeah, it's clever. It's like our opponent actually knows what their cards do. I don't know what that's like. Okay. So, who do I block with? If I blocking with a Thug isn't a good idea right here because, yeah. So I think, yeah, we're gonna do the brown scale. And I don't think I'm gonna dredge. 4, 5, 6. I'll have enough mana to cast Forbidden Alchemy from my own graveyard. So, no, I'm not going to dredge. Okay. That's not too bad. It's at least big enough to sort of rumble with these guys. So I don't think I do cast Forbidden Alchemy for now. And I end my turn. Shriekmaw has been like about as weak as Shriekmaw can be. I mean, it's an incredibly good card, but when your opponent is all about the black creatures, it's kind of a problem. Like, how many green creatures does our opponent even have? Groundskeeper is the only one we've seen. Okay, so they're pumping that up. That scares me. Do they have their own Brawn? Death denied. So they're just getting them all back. So makes sense. They just drew a billion cards. Sweet. That's fun. All right, so now do I block with the Thug? I don't think so. But who do I block with? I don't want to put a creature from my graveyard on top of my library is the thing. I need to try to draw something else. So I think I just have to block with... Yeah, maybe I should just block with Boneyard Worm. Yeah. Sure. Didn't really think about how good that can potentially be late. It just seems so clunky, but, you know, in these matchups, it would have been pretty nice. Yeah, they just go so wide here. I don't think I can stop them. Spider spawning doesn't even do it, but we'll cast it just for fun. They're going to be like, really? We only have 3 things, so it doesn't really make a difference, but, you know. Spider spawning is spider spawning. We can close the gap in our time a little bit here, too, because of all their triggers they're going to use. If I see that Ulamog one more time, or Kozilek or whoever it is. Wow, they're not going to go for the kill, huh? Huh. Okay, well, sure, we'll block this, and we'll block that, and we'll end our blocking. Not our turn. Okay. So they could mill out. I don't see it happening, but we'd have Unholy Hunger somewhere in our library, which would be pretty nice against this. And maybe shut them down. So gain 2 life. No, it's not worth it. Oh, that's not too bad. That actually does something, sort of. And so do we spider spawning again here for 4 creatures? Or do we hold on? I'm losing that time that we've gained. I guess I wait and plan on using Last Gasp if I need to. And if I don't need to use Last Gasp, I can just cast Forbidden Alchemy from my graveyard and then cast Spider Spawning again from my graveyard on my turn, which would allow us, hopefully, to survive? Question mark. I think Last Gasp may already enable us to survive, so... Seven. You're both 7, I think. Yeah. Look at that time gap closing. This is going to be a long draft if we play a 3rd match. Hell, just playing 2 matches might be long. All right, so end our turn. See if they do their... No, they didn't do their thing. Decided not to do their thing. They did dredge, so we are creating more and more of a possibility to survive. Okay, so how shall we block? Well, Braun's going to block that. This is going to block one of these. Golgari Thug. I don't want you to block. I need to draw a real card. Of course, I'm going to dredge. Or I'm going to Forbidden Alchemy, most likely. So, yeah, Golgari Thug will block there. And so what do we take? We take 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're going to have to Last Gasp, unfortunately. So that's not going to help us a whole lot. So yeah, but we'll Last Gasp one of these. They'll sacrifice it, of course. So Golgari Thug, you don't have anything good to put on top of our library, do you? Anything worth it? I mean, Shriek Maw is not going to do it, so no. Oh, no, I have to do it. I guess it'll be Shriek Maw, but I'm probably going to dredge now. What is Shriek Maw going to do for me? Not a whole lot. Not anything, actually. So spider spawning again is the thing that gives us the best chance, but we really need Unholy Hunger. But if all we draw is Unholy Hunger, that's not going to win us the game either. So there you go. So we'll dredge 4 when we get to our turn. And then use spider spawning to try to... I mean, our best hope is making our opponent run out of cards, but that's probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. So with spider spawning, we'll make 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're looking at 3. Hopefully we mill some more or we're dead. So, but the time gap is closing, and that does appear to be relevant in this matchup of black-green graveyard decks. That Last Gasp bought us some serious time. Okay, so we're gonna get Golgari Thug. What did he do? Wow, nothing. He didn't get a creature into our graveyard. Oh, I got 1 in, but it's not going to make a difference. So, okay, so spider spawning. Don't think that's enough to make us survive another turn, but maybe it is. It actually is not. No, so we got 4. Yeah, so we're dead. We tried. That Beckon Apparition would have been nice, huh? Yeah, we'll just take this. All right. We did close a time gap. We were behind by like 5 minutes, and now we're within about 40 seconds of each other. So there's that. Yeah. Pulse of Marasa. Do you seem worth it? Similarly, they're making Blood Flow Connoisseur look pretty good. They also have Bridge from Below, but yeah. Don't think Crushing Canopy's worth it. So yeah, all right. So I don't think we change anything. I think the Beckon Apparition stays in, but that's about it. I just want to play turn 2 Wild Mongrel, discard our Eldrazi, and then cast Reanimate on it in turn 3. Is that so much to ask for? Ugh. You know, I really love Spider Spawning, but this deck has no way to load the graveyard. It does have a little bit of graveyard hate, and I'm sure to draw ways to load the graveyard. I guess I'll keep it. May regret that. We can potentially exile some problematic thing early. And then, you know, get a creature too and play Brawn and then hopefully load our graveyard. I mean, our deck is filled with ways to load our graveyard, so the chances we draw some ways to do that are relatively good. Maybe I should have played a Swamp just in case they go crazy here, but no, it's just a Groundskeeper. Okay, we will play a Swamp now, though, and end our turn. This deck has been a lot of fun. Like, even if we go 0-2, it's one of the most fun times I've had being 0-2. I think playing against other decks like it has made it a little more interesting. Ooh, there's a way to load the graveyard. How about that? We knew we'd hit something. I mean, we're probably still not going to Spider Spawning early, but it's a possibility. So there's the Crow. Bane of our existence. They'll attack us for 1, and then at the end of their turn, we'll cast Forbidden Alchemy. I could exile something on my turn, potentially. I don't think I want to, though. But so we're going to Forbidden Alchemy. Ooh, Reanimate is tempting. Probably just take the Mongrel, though. Right? Yeah. Yeah, just got to take the Mongrel. Unholy Hunger's nice. Okay, so I think I just play Brawn here. Just have a big guy who can stop the little creature from attacking me, and then, yeah. We do have Spell Mastery, so we can gain life off of that right now. Not taking Reanimate hurts, you know. We don't get to live our dream, but I think I'm okay with it. Okay, that I'm okay with. We did not get to Beckon Apparition that, but it's not the scariest thing in the world anyway. Okay, so I'm going to play Wild Mongrel. And I guess I'll also play... If I tap my mana better, it would make more sense to do this. Yeah, I mean, I think I attack here with Brawn. If they want to double block him, you know. I'm down for that plan. Yeah, and I'll also play the Necromancer, sure, what the hell. If I had left black mana up, I could have left Beckon Apparition up, which could potentially matter. Beckon Apparition can be used to kill Crow of Dark Tidings, which isn't something I thought of. I think we block here. No, we don't. Forget it. We take 4. I don't have anything I really feel like discarding, because Beckon Apparition is, like, relevant. Okay. You know, it'd be even better to exile something that matters, you know, but you can't have it all. Okay, so I'm going to attack with Brawn again. It does open me up to that zombie attacking me again, but whatever, you know. Do they block with the Thug? No, they just go to 14. So I'm going to Beckon. Oh, that's sad. They don't go to 14. My guys get trampled now. And we do have our first creature in the graveyard. We're 1 mana short of being able to Forbidden Alchemy. We're also more than a minute behind them now. Getting Brawn back is not exactly the dream. With yeah, so but we do have Unholy Hunger, and we have Spider Spawning and Beckon Apparition. Got a lot going on in our hand that can help us. So I think we probably Beckon Apparition just to kill Crow of Dark Tidings here, which really is not the dream, but it's what I'm gonna do. We'll pay black. Talking's hard. See what happens. All right, and then we shall block, and then we'll go to 10. Wonder if they have Become Immense, another one. Gurmag, freaking Angler. We do have our Unholy Hunger. Problem is, yeah, and I guess that's fine. I'll play my Wayfinder here. Tassiger and Gurmag Angler. It's getting a little frustrating. Yeah, now we have mana for Unholy Hunger as well. So we can just Unholy Hunger that thing. Man. That's not cool, Tassiger, that you keep doing this to me. I can get you back for a turn. 1 whole turn. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go to 8 here. I'm going to chump block this. Maybe I don't chump block anything. Maybe I just double block this and then Unholy Hunger. Yeah, we need creatures in our graveyard. And then we'll Unholy Hunger this guy. Go back up to 12. Kill the zombie. Oh, no. Ah, just that. Okay, so we've got 5 cards in our graveyard, creatures in our graveyard right now. So do I want to... I think just playing Boneyard Worm does a lot of work here. Just a big guy. And then we can also just cast Spider Spawning the first time. Sure, why not? Yeah. Okay, end our turn. Oh. So much for that plan, huh? Last gasp. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so... I think I probably just end my turn. Plan on Forbidden Alchemy at the end of their turn. There's Golgari Thug. And hopefully Forbidden Alchemy can load my graveyard enough that a second Spider Spawning is a little more effective than our first one. So Forbidden Alchemy from the graveyard. Shriekmaw kills something. Artisan of Kozilek. 4, 5. We're 2 mana away. Oh, it's tempting. So tempting. We're not in any danger, so honestly, I'm doing it. Yeah, that just happened. We're not going to get Golgari Thug. There's another Forbidden Alchemy. Okay, so... yeah, I think I attack with everything, and then Spider Spawning. Has a similar feel to a previous game. They have 2/2/2s who can actually, like, rumble, but... no, they can't rumble enough. So... yeah. All right. So that works for me. Sure, things die. They're going to do Golgari Thug things. We could hold off and be really greedy, but... and maybe that's the right thing to do. They're down to 1 card. We do open ourselves up to an attack here, but I don't know that I can still last gasp one of the zombies or whatever. Yeah, we'll end the turn. We'll be greedy. Maybe it's the wrong move, but there's plenty of time to load our graveyard more. I might just go for a land if I cast Forbidden Alchemy. I really want to cast Artisan of Kozilek and get back something. Probably Tassiger, I guess. Are they brave enough? They are brave enough. Okay, well, we're going to last gasp this guy and take 4. Gurmag Angler, okay. He's big. He's bad. We're going to Forbidden Alchemy. Yeah, so maybe I just grab Seder Wayfinder. It'll hit me a land most likely. Nah. And no, don't think. Okay, we got the land we want, and we're going to now cast Spider Spawning. The greed has been reached on how many spiders I get, which is 12. So then we've got Artisan of Kozilek coming down next turn. 4, 7, 8, yeah. Artisan of Kozilek coming down. We got to decide what we want to get back. Boneyard Worm's pretty formidable, I guess. What could they tutor for here? Maelstrom Pulse! Oh, no! Oh, that breaks my heart. That really does. Well, we're going to go to 3. We're not going to use a replacement effect. Man. Maelstrom Pulse. How do you like that? Who do we get back? I think we get back our big worm, honestly, because we got to kill him. And Trample's the way to do it. Tassiger's not going to help that much right now, so yeah. Worm it is. We could get Shriekmaw and kill the 1/1, but I think we just want sheer size here. And that is what we're getting. We're getting a 9/9 and a 10/9 with Trample. Can you stop it? I hope the answer is no. Oh, man. They can. And we're dead now. Pretty much, anyway. I guess we still have a 10/10 Boneyard Worm. Anything could happen. But they're going to wait for us to mill ourselves out, just like an earlier opponent did. It hurts. It hurts my heart. Our deck did so many cool things, and it just didn't matter. It just did not matter. But I had fun. At least we won one game. You know, I would have had fun even if we didn't win a game, honestly. Another Golgari Brown Scale. What can we possibly do? That we, we pulled out every stop in this match. And this game especially, and it did not matter. We just got to try to go wider than our opponent and hope, but I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, they can attack and kill us right now. They just want to mill us out to be safe, I guess. But it seems a little dangerous almost, because, like, what if I draw something? I don't know what I have, except they kind of do, because they've seen, like, every card in my deck because I've milled myself. So we got 2 more turns to try to find an answer here. Man, that broke my heart. Yeah, that's not going to do it. So we're dead. But again, had fun. I think, what was our deck lacking? Probably more removal. That was probably the biggest problem. I mean, another spider spawning would have gone a long way too. But removal is probably our biggest issue. Like, we have a couple removal spells, but that's not really enough. Nice. Yeah, we're just going to scoop. Yeah. But it was fun. Even if we 0-2'd, it was a really fun 0-2 deck, and I hope it was fun to watch. I'll see you guys in the next draft video.